It's your boy Prince of Pain coming to you live from iHeartRadio, Spotify Premium, Pop Radio Worldwide, presenting the motivational podcast that we have here in Chicago, the Chilove Radio Show, hosted by none other than Melanie Hogan. Tap in, tune in. It's that time, y'all.
Hello, love. Welcome to the Chilove Radio Show with Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium. Hosted by yours truly, Melanie Hogan. My friends call me Mel. Chilove Radio Show is sponsored by Chilove LLC. Now, before we get into the topic of discussion for today, let's take 3 deep breaths so that we can focus, be in the present, just reset our day. You're going to inhale. As you inhale, your stomach should fill up with air. You're going to hold it for 3 seconds. Exhale. As you exhale, your stomach should start to go back down. Ready? Okay. 1. 2. 3. You should feel more relaxed, especially in your shoulder and neck area, down in your back and your spine. You could actually feel the air and the compression from taking those deep inhales and exhales. You should have been able to feel it down up in here in your body. So, now that we're here in the present, let's start with these updates. And of course, we have COVID-19, which seems to have moved in with us for a while. It's becoming a constant. Now we're going to talk about how COVID has affected the health and the well-being. We've talked about how COVID has affected housing for people. Now let's talk about how COVID-19 has affected schooling for students and teachers. We are going into phase 4, and school is starting in just a few months. So everyone is concerned about what are we going to do as far as the staffing and the students and everything, and parents who have to go to work. So Governor Jay Pritzker is instructing every school district, college, and university to develop their own reopening plan for the fall, which I think is good, that he is giving each district and each university the autonomy to make their own guidelines, because each environment is different. So there'll be different things that's necessary for one place but not for others. And it's also empowering as well. Now, although he does give this empowerment and give you the right to choose as far as how you're going to run your shift,
Your audio went out for a second, honey. You got it.
Yeah. So we have some universal guidelines for all the colleges, universities, and schools here. And they are use of face covering. So you're going to have to make sure that your child has a mask that they can rotate at least 5 days a week.
They're opening the schools, Melanie, in the fall?
They said that they're planning on doing it. They're in discussion about it, and Governor Pritzker is giving the go for it. But he's telling them that they can, choose the way that they set it up. Like, for example, CPS this summer has remote learning. So they're saying that some schools may only allow certain children to be in the school and then open up remote learning for the rest of the children.
What do you mean remote? What do you mean remote learning?
Huh?
What do you mean remote learning?
like this online learning that they're doing.
Wow.
Where they log in. They're not in the classroom, physical classroom with the teacher, but they're still, it's like the whole homeschooling thing. Except that the criteria in the work will be administered by the teachers and the staff of whatever school that child is enrolled in. So they're going to require face coverings. They have to limit the number of people gathering in one place. That may be an issue, seeing that a lot of students and teachers were complaining about the teacher-student ratio in the classroom. A lot of classrooms were, kind of filled to capacity as it was. So they're going to have to just become like really creative as far as how to do this and make sure that every student is covered. It also calls for social distancing as much as possible, more school-wide cleaning and disinfection. So they're going to have to do a lot more cleaning. He just set a few guidelines for everybody to follow, but each district has the autonomy to, integrate it with how they think things should be ran in their schools. So I think that that's a good thing. It's empowering, plus it's showing that they are willing to work with you. I know that Perspectives is still getting everything together as far as what they're going to do this fall. And the administration, the staff, the teachers, the students, the parents, they're asking for everyone to chime in so that they can create the best plan to make this work out for everybody. So, there, even though we have catastrophes and crises and stuff, when you see things like this to where people are starting to realize that everybody plays a role in it and we can all come together and put our minds together as far as the well-being for not only the students, but the teachers as well, because they're putting their lives on the line, and who knows, where the children or other staff members have been. So, it's a touchy situation for everybody involved. So the fact that you have some type of say in it, in what you need is good. So they should definitely continue with that. So far, we have 601 new known cases of COVID. We've had 38 additional deaths. In the last 24 hours, they have administered 20,507 new tests. So we do expect these numbers to go up. Now, although the numbers are going up, we are still continuing to go into stage 4.
Do you think the numbers are going up because now they're doing a lot more testing?
Right, yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, because we didn't have the resources to do it at first. So a lot more is being exposed. Right. It's coming. And then
I'm sorry.
And I was just saying, if you look at the pattern before it hit us, the other places that were starting to get shut down before Chicago got shut down, the other places that started to reopen before Chicago reopening, they are having incredible surges, and some of them are having to shut right back down. So, we're just going to have to.
I know Texas, Austin, Texas right now is a hot spot in the whole United States. Is that place and one more place, they hot spots. It like spike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They saying significant surges. But
I don't understand. I don't understand, Melanie, if they told us that we would be okay after we quarantined ourselves for 2 weeks, right? That's what they told us, right? They said they did not have a cure.
Right.
They did not want you not even to come to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Stay your butt at the crib, and in 2 weeks you're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said.
Right.
We can't help you.
Yeah, that's what they said.
We ain't got enough ventilators. We don't want to catch the shit. Don't come to the hospital because we ain't got no medicine for it.
Yeah.
That's what they pretty much said. And lock y'all ass up, stay off the street. And that was the lick they laid down. They had no education.
Yeah.
They had never dealt with this before. Their booty hole was this little tightened up, and how scared even Trump and them was. You know what I'm saying? So, he ain't even want you around. Excuse me. You ever see Trump doing a little,
right.
whoa, fall back. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I'm saying, so they said, I do math and logic. So they said 14 days quarantine. This shit will go away, whatnot. Shit, this was March.
Right.
That was March. It's finna be July 4th.
And we're going into July.
So the shit should have been gone already.
Should have been. But I'm gonna say this. When you're speaking without all the facts and you yourself is saying that, I've never experienced anything like this before, we really don't know what to do, we don't have a vaccine, I think that 2 weeks was a hypothesis. They was making educated guesses because at the same time, they told us they didn't know what to do. But this is my thing. This is why history is important. COVID hit Chicago back in 1918. So even though these people were even born at the time, to go through with the fact that it was in print in history, somebody should have went and checked that out. Because if you look at what happened in 1918 and then look at how they handling it here in 2020, they actually following the same pattern. And they started to succumb to the pressure of the people. People was upset. They didn't want to wear the mask. They was all type of stuff. The same thing, history is repeating itself. They ended up reopening it, and the surge came back, and it was ugly. So it's like we could learn from history.
I think I had it. I think me and Mama had it. I ain't gonna lie. Forget 14 days. For 6 weeks, I had fevers.
Yeah.
I wound up in the hospital with pneumonia, and this is right before they they didn't even know what I had. They just got. I went. My immune system fought it. They gave me a couple little antibiotics, and I was back home sweating for another 3-4 weeks. But I fought it. Mama wound up in the hospital with pneumonia. They ain't tell her she had no COVID-19.
I know.
They ain't tested for no COVID-19. But they got her back right and sent her home. So a lot of people beat it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people.
And then that's the good part about it. As many cases that have been coming up in, although the deaths are tragic, in relation to the number of people who catching it and healing from it, it's on the highest on the upswing of things. So, but the fact that you have to endure those symptoms for so long, because when I got sick, I was sick for over a month, and I'm like, okay, they said I didn't even have it, but I had the symptoms, and it was past 2 weeks. So,
you know what else got you sick?
What?
I think the whole country, if they had a little flu, you understand what I'm saying? If they had a little runny nose or the way the media had the country, I can't even go by my mama sometimes because all she want to tell me is some bad news from the news. You know what I'm saying? So the media was making the whole country even depressed on talking about, look, we losing these many today.
In real life.
You can't smell.
In real life.
Yes. I mean, the whole.
Yeah, so I was aware of that. So what I would do was, when I first started to notice some symptoms, I'm like, okay, I don't want to freak out. Because,
I remember.
It's so easy to get swept up into it. So okay, I'm like, I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna take notice of it. So I take notice of myself when I was in the house, and then when I go back outside. So then I noticed that my nose started getting runny again, or I get a little bit congested. Then I come up in the house. So, okay, I'm taking, conscious notice of it.
Girl,
and then it started.
I remember. Don't you remember? You talked to me for a week that week. You hear me? You wouldn't even talk. You just wanted to text. You hear me? But for a week, you was walking on eggshell.
It was hidden. It was hidden. Them symptoms just started taking over my body, and then, like they said, if you already have something going on with your body, and then when something new hit, any additional symptoms, that seems to kick up, what you already have going on. So now you got a whole mixture of everything going on.
You got tested, right, Melanie? You got tested, right?
Yeah.
And then all the anxiety went away, right?
Huh?
And then all the anxiety went away?
No.
No?
Because I still had the doggone symptoms. Yeah, I still was sick. They told me I didn't have it, and I still was coughing to the point where I was throwing up. It was just still crazy
Wow.
madness. So I'm just wondering, what is this, and when is it gonna leave my little body? I just had to rat it out and take the little medicine that they gave me and do what I needed to do. And yes, trying not to let the anxiety of it all get to me, because it was just crazy.
I ain't
I
gonna lie,
had
from March till now is the most
yeah,
lemons I ever ate in my life. You hear me? I eat lemons religiously
yeah,
every day now.
it's good for cutting mucus. So that's good. That's good business. And they say that this COVID is linked to mucus. But yeah, so I think a lot of people have had like experiences back and forth, either some of the symptoms or having it totally one way or another. But thankfully, a lot of people are recovering from it. As I said, if you already have something going on with your body and your immune system, you got to be a little more careful because it hit a little bit harder. So, like I said, we're going into phase 4 of the state reopening. So they're going to open up the museums, which I'm excited about because I love the Art Institute and the planetarium and the shared aquariums. I go see my little jellyfish. They're going to open up indoor dining for restaurants, gyms, and movie theaters. But they will be open with limited capacity and appropriate safeguards, of course, according to Mayor T.T. Lightfoot. Now, Mayor Lightfoot also announced mobile testing for residents in hard-hit African-American neighborhoods. So people who live near Kennedy King College on the south side or Austin Health Center out west, you'll be able to go to those sites, among others, to get tested. The mobile sites will be able to test up to 500 people daily. So keep yourself sanitized, keep your hands sanitized. Try not to allow, as I was saying, the media of it all to freak your little brain out. Pay attention and try to, just watch yourself. Observe yourself, watch yourself. Put the mask on. Just try to take care of yourself as best as possible. And let's just ride this wave out until it's over with.
I don't see nobody
So
hardly wearing no mask no more, Melanie.
Yeah. I noticed that too. A lot of people not wearing the mask.
Is it still policy in Chicago that you have to wear one in the streets? Is it?
Well, not when you're by yourself, but they say when you go into large gatherings or like stores and stuff, they want you to wear the mask. A lot of the stores actually have signs saying that you need to have on a mask before entering. It was some other video I saw. This little man didn't have a mask, and he started to fight the little Walmart greeter trying to push his way.
I seen
that. It's a Walmart. So this is the thing. When
tough as hell.
Yeah. when the people who are in charge have no real knowledge about what's going on, it's best to just be on the safe side. Better safe than sorry any day. So regardless of if it's the COVID that is behind this or it's really the radiation that's behind these symptoms, something is causing people to have these symptoms. Something is causing people to lose their lives, regardless of what it's called. So, just to be on the safe side, be mindful. Ain't nobody saying shut down and go into a cave somewhere, but just be mindful because you never know. And who wants to, you don't have to know everything firsthand to believe that it exists. So just be mindful.
You know who just called it, man? That brother. What's the comedian's name? D. Hughley or something? What's his name?
Yeah, D.L. Hughley. Yeah, D.L. Hughley.
Right.
He
passed out on the stage. He passed out on the stage, and they took him to the hospital, and they found out he had COVID-19. He right now quarantining the whole.
Yeah, he said he was suffering from exhaustion as well. Yeah, but the way your body be so lethargic, like it takes a lot out of you. And then for him to already be suffering from dehydration, that was an ugly combination. And then for him to fall on that stage like that. So now everybody, especially the staff members, have to be tested for COVID now, because they were exposed to him during that time. So yeah, it's looking like it's something going on out here. So just try to be safe so that we can get through it. So let's talk about George Floyd. Not him specifically, but two of the police officers who were with Chauvin.
Did you watch the video I told you? Did you watch the video I told you about yesterday?
Yeah, when the baby was snapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the on TMZ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss that too. He won because I like to look at everything. I like to know all the facts if I can. There still is no justification for what happened to George Floyd, but it's just human behavior is just interesting. So let's talk about Thomas Lane, who's 37. He was one of the 4 officers who were charged in George Floyd's murder. Now, he recently posted bail for $750,000, and he was released with conditions. He was charged with aiding and abetting both second-degree murder and manslaughter for his role in the arrest. Now, Lane allegedly held Floyd's feet to restrict him from kicking. They said that he did express concern about Floyd and asked Chauvin twice if they should roll Floyd over on his side, but was told no. They say Lane also performed CPR in the ambulance, right? So let's discuss this. So it looks like Lil Chauvin was the head police officer in charge. He was the one who was calling the shots. So we have an officer like Lane who know about the order. There's an order. And the head told him, no, when he felt like they should have rolled this man over. He felt like it was a concern for his health, which is actually good that he felt like that, because the prosecution will be able to use that. You can't say that you didn't have any idea that this man was in any type of danger, because one of the officers realized that this man was at harm or potentially in harm. So, okay, what is it that he was supposed to logically do? He's a police officer. This is his duty. They're supposed to get the bad guys. And in this case, George was supposed to be a bad guy because, the police were calling him for that counterfeit $20 bill. And they are trained in certain ways to respond and behave in certain ways that we, the people, don't agree with. But the upper heads are giving them the nod to do so. Let's just keep it real. There's too many of them out here doing it, but somebody up top had to give them the nod that it was okay to engage in this type of behavior. So when you then put it's your career on the line, it's your family on the line to provide for them, your commanding officer is telling you no, but in your heart you feel like something should be done. Do you think that this man should have broke code and got into some type of altercation with the rest of the officers, or just attempted to flip this man over himself? Or what would you do? It's like the same thing in a game when they saying, okay, we got to go ahead and make this hit, and Buddy right here scared out his life, and he really don't want to have no part of this, but he game. It's blood in, blood out.
You can't. That's where you're wrong at, Melanie. See, the problem with our law enforcement nowadays is anybody from the streets know that what we've had in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s was Chicago Police Department was a gang. Okay, I'm not talking about Minneapolis, Minnesota, but I don't even want to look at that, because they shouldn't be acting like they no gang. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But let me give you one example. The other day, remember I told you about the black officer lady who grabbed dude
Yeah.
who was gonna mess with them protesters, and she grabbed him through the
Right.
man, get your ass over here, man. What you doing over there trying to go?
Yeah, she hit hard. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, all I could say is all of them 4 officers one of them should have took control, like that one
Right.
black officer lady made a judgment call and grabbed a big old white muscle dude and grabbed him by the shoulder and said, "Come on, man, what you doing? You wrong." You know? So all of them dudes, and even understand, I also heard them 4 officers were on training. It was like their 4th day on the job. And the dude that had his knee on his neck, he was the senior officer in charge.
Right.
So these dudes been cops 4 days. You know what I'm saying? They still should have said, wait a minute, you killing dude. Get up off him like that. You know, we got him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That
was the only thing to do.
Right. And that definitely can be argued. But
you killing a man in 8 minutes.
When you're in their position, he was scared. Fearful.
You should
be what they
say? What they say? If you scared, go to church, right? You scared, go to church, right? Don't join the police department. Okay, go to church.
Right.
Be a choir boy. Go do that or whatever. Go, altar boy. If you scared, go to church. Get out. Don't be a police, because it's trenches and it's all type of situations, and you're gonna have to be Superman in real life, and you're gonna have to make the real.
Well, every situation gives you a chance to discover who you are more and more. They have done psychology and sociology research experiments on this, to where that's like if somebody on the train, somebody getting robbed, and you got all these people right here, nobody steps in to do something. It was that fear, and people was waiting on that one person to do something, then everybody would have fell in line. But if nobody is doing something, a lot of times we tend to overlook or allow a mistreatment or injustice to happen because of that fear. Now, I agree, he should have turned him over. He should have did something. But at the same time, I have read stories and heard videos of police officers who did intervene before this whole George Floyd incident happened. And they said their whole life got taken away from them. Blackball and everything, because they decided to take the thing.
That happens. You got to, again, you scared, go to church. You don't want to be in the field, get out the field. It's simple as that. You got to accept what comes with it. And anything in life. Now they're going to have to suffer the consequences of killing a man in cold blood. And instead of being cops, they're going to have to be inmates. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to have, it's just that simple. You can't just watch a man for 9 minutes get kneed on his neck and not do nothing about it. And instead of not doing nothing about it, barricade everybody out from going to protect that man.
And I agree, but it all is what it is. You got to look at the reality of the situation. You got to accept the reality of the situation. Everybody has a side. Everybody is coming from their own level of understanding. Everybody ain't popped in the world. You got hard.
I'm just saying, you in life, I look at life like, whatever I've been through, fine, okay? But I look at life today as a grown man. You have right and you have wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you have a heart. So sometimes, yes, wrong. You're gonna be in scared and uncomfortable situations in life, but you got to go with the right or the wrong. It's only 2 choices. Life is really black and white, man. It's what you make it. You got a black and you got white. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. That's how I look at it. But you're right. Them dudes ain't Pop. Pop would never been a police. You hear me? I wouldn't been trying to go mess up George Floyd. I don't, that ain't Pop.
Yeah.
But pop they ass though. Yeah. But pop they ass though. You hear me?
Yeah.
Pop they ass though.
So each situation shows us who we are. And they are going to have to learn a lesson behind this and pay the consequence behind it. because they did participate. That's crazy how the law is like, even if you didn't physically participate in it, the fact that you was there, you are held accountable. Even with non-police situations where people have witnessed people get murdered in cold blood, and all they did was hold accountable or didn't say anything at all, continue to try to mind their business. So
the laws are trip, Melanie. You gotta know, you gotta know the law. Did you know, for instance, right? Let's say George Floyd, rest his soul, went up in that joint and committed a stick up, right? But he didn't hurt nobody. But on the way out, the police shot at George Floyd and killed one of the people that was inside the joint. Guess who murder that is? It ain't the police murder. It's George Floyd.
That's George murder,
He didn't kill the person. He was just robbing the joint. But the law is the law,
Yeah. It needs to be, we need to amend a lot of things. We need to tear down a lot of things and rebuild a lot of things because it's not working. Stuff that was set back 400 years ago does not apply to today. So we need to try to stay current and up to date with the elevation of the people. So yes, we're sitting here with the Chilove Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium, discussing the side of the cops, their standpoint, the things that need to be amended within the laws. The laws really need to be looked over again, amended and updated so that it can match these current situations. We need to look deeper into, and I'm glad they're doing the police reform, because like I said, all of these police officers, they are getting a green light from somewhere. So we need to get to the source of the green light and who is making them feel comfortable enough to engage with people like this. When you're doing the training and everything, don't train the police officers. Don't put up pictures of residents and label them as savages, beasts, monsters, because that dehumanizes them. And then you see the effect of someone who is dehumanized because there is no type of concern or compassion for their life at all, because they were told that you're not a person like me, you're not a human like me, you're a beast, you're a savage. Disney taught us a long time ago what we do to the beast, and you kill the beast. So we need to, in all things, keep humanity on the side of the law, on the side of the resident. So and we just need to get a greater understanding with each other, with each side, with all sides involved, to see where everybody is coming from, to try to understand why they feel like they are justified in behaving the way that they do. If a person doesn't get an understanding of why their actions were wrong, they're going to continue to repeat those same actions. So we have to start to get it through their heads that, you're dehumanizing people. These are people just like you. You have your title, and, a lot of people not saying anything because that's their money. This job is their money. They have benefits. They have a family to take care of. And like we was talking yesterday about the whole hustle. When it comes to the money, it's not much that people won't do these days to get it. Now, do I feel like you should have some boundaries on how far you'll go to get the money? Yes, I do. It shouldn't just be anything that comes up that you will engage in to get the money. And as we see, a lot of these police officers are on the same thing because their money was tied into, I do believe that their money was tied to their decision not to react in a proactive manner to help George Floyd. Their money was connected to this. Well, so I got a money question. Let's ponder this little fun question. Especially this question made me think about you yesterday, Pop, when you was talking about, especially living here in Chicago, if you ain't got no type of hustle to get something. And it had me thinking about how people are willing to do any and everything. There's no holds bars when it comes to their cash. So let's ask the question. If by simply pressing a button, you will receive $5 million just by pressing this button, but there's a stipulation to it. Once you press this button, it also killed 5 people somewhere in the world. You don't know these people. You don't know exactly where these people are at in the world. You just know that once you press this button, 5 people are going to die, and they are going to deposit $5 million into your bank account. Would you do it?
How low will you go? Nah, I got morality. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, maybe 20 years ago when I didn't give no fucks and I was in the streets and, you know, doing my gang banging and all that type of, you know, negativity, you know,
Yeah.
I thought different, you know, but, you know, anybody losing their mom or their brother, whatever, that's painful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And money ain't everything. You know, I came out to, I take care of me. You know, money don't make you. You make the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
And I know people with money
that.
who are miserable. You know, a lot of people got the money, but they are not happy inside. They don't have any inner peace. They don't even have real relationships where they can share this wealth with others.
I bet you there's 5 million people with no conscience that would hit that button though for the 5 million.
Yeah. Especially, let's look at the circumstance. Let's say your child is dying or your mom is dying, and you are presented with this opportunity. Would you push that button to get that $5 million to cover what your mom needs or your child needs, knowing that 5 other people would die?
Man, don't you know it creeps out right now in Division 11 some goddamn well for plotting on a mama for $20,000 of insurance money. You know what I'm saying? So
that's horrible.
Man, 5 million will make these boys and crazy people do all type of strange. How low will you go? You know what I'm saying?
See, that type of energy, I don't pull close to me. If I feel like you're one of those people who will do anything for the money, because if you do anything for the money, somewhere along the line you'll take my head off if the price was right.
No doubt.
So in that case, yeah, I don't really waste my energy too hard with them. With those type.
Would you hit the button?
No, I'm not gonna hit the button.
You wouldn't hit the button for the 5 million?
I know that no. I know that I'm mama, daddy, God's child. And regardless of what has been going on, and honey, I got some testimony. Mom, daddy, God never put me in a position to where I had to do that. Some other door always open one way or another. And it might not come through, you know, like how people do if they was out there stealing and everything. But I want my stuff longevity. You know, so, you know.
That's
then it's like, what if I push the button? What if I push the button, I don't know who it is I kill, and then I get the money, and then later on I found out I killed my best friend baby or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel real bad for that. So
how about within them 5 choices, it had to be one of your family members. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's actually part of the thing.
Some people would still do it.
Yeah, in real life. A lot of people don't like blood, part of their blood anyway. So they just be looking for a reason. They just be looking for a reason anyway. But it's like, would you want somebody to do this to you? It's like the golden rule. Sometimes when you finna make a move, you need to ask yourself, if somebody did to me what I'm gonna do or have done to somebody else, how will I handle it? Will I take that L? More than likely, especially being from Chicago, no, you wouldn't take it in this trouble time. So you cannot have such a mentality to where you could do something to somebody, but you so tough or you so whatever that somebody is not going to do it to you. We all was raised in the same land with the same spirit. This Chicago. We have to be more mindful of how we treat each other. If you wouldn't want the act done to you, don't do the act.
Right.
It's, you know, it's not hard.
You said something about the police, about them trying to get it within their head. It's action for every reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think the United States as a whole, the hoods, Black Lives Matter, the whole George Floyd movement and everything that kicked off during the pandemic, put some fear in them people's ass. You hear me?
Yeah. In real life.
I think they know now. I think they know now.
Yeah.
You can't be getting out of our body like that no more.
Right. But see, that's the thing. It was looking like it was being effective to a certain point until then you turn on the news and you find out the police and took down somebody else. And then the police and took down somebody else. So it's like, yeah, but I'm going to tell you this. Fear will make you either fight, flight, or freeze. So I think some of this fear has made some of the police officers snap off a little bit harder because everybody at a it's me or you point instead of a it's a we. We got to learn how to shut it little space while we here, y'all. You want to go home. These other people want to go home that you come into contact with over the street, in the street. Even if they did something that was a crime, you can still treat them with respect and put their little handcuffs on and get them their little due process. Who are you you administering the guilty verdict on the suspect before they even got a chance to see the judge? Know your place. That's what a lot of you need to do. Know your place.
They be thinking they above the law, though, Melanie, and that been going on for 40, 50 years. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we need to recondition them that this is a new day, a new order, a new law.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. That's all. And I saw that a lot of people are police officers are calling off work and everything. Good. If you know that you are a part of the problem, good.
700
or some of them are calling off because they want to put their foot down against TT Lightfoot and this whole police reform. Go. See, because what we're trying to do here is elevate and improve and get better. So if you're not going to be part of the solution, kindly dismiss yourself. Because we need people who are actually going to stand behind their slogan on the side of their vehicles, which says protect and serve. They need to put in writing who exactly falls within those protect and serve guidelines. Now, if certain residents are left out, make that plain and clear. Because to our understanding, we all here in these here good old United States, whether we chose to come over here or was enslaved and brought over here, we still here. So the Constitution is supposed to apply to everybody. But as we've been seeing, they have been picking and choosing who it applies to. So that's the issue. And then you had an upper hand when we could not read, when we could not understand. But now we can read, and now we can understand, and now we can think. So now you need to come with something better than that. I don't care what has been going on. People have been in jail 50, 60 years. Do they want to go back? Just because something has been going on for so long does not mean that you continue. We have to think about everybody as a whole. We shouldn't even have these classes built up to where, you know, this upper class is looking down on the middle class and the middle class is looking down on the lower class. It's people. It's humanity. It's energy. How everybody feels affects the whole atmosphere. And we're combining this together and wondering why things are exploding and combusting the way that they are. But then when a situation happens to you, you want somebody to have compassion on you, but you have compassion on none.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know what I'm saying?
It sure ain't. It sure ain't. And everybody ain't walking with Jesus and ready to forgive. Some people walking with them Hebrew Israelites and ready to take the head off of the hunter. So you have to understand. Start to move in the way and treat people the way that you want to be treated, regardless of your status. Don't allow the need for the money to make you do just anything or make you turn your head to just anything. Look at what it's doing to us as a people. It is spreading everywhere. Nobody is exempt from it. And that's why we have all this stuff with anxiety and chronic pain. Your stress has manifested physical symptoms in your body to shut your body down and wondering why your health is bad, your well-being is bad. Look at all this energy that is surrounding us. We are porous. Our vessels are porous. We absorb. Do you notice that when you go into different places, the air seems crisper, the air seems fresher, you actually are feeling better in that spot? And then you'll go to another environment and it's darker and it's duller and it's hollering and it's screaming and it's cursing and all of a sudden your back hurts, your head hurts. It's all within the energy. We just need to be here for each other, help each other with these signs, empower each other, challenge our negative thinking. You know, once we start to realize that we're being negative, be aware of what's going on, examine why, where this is coming from. Is there a reality to this? Or am I just tweaking? And even if it is something to where you are realistically scared, then that's when you challenge that fear. And you say, okay, I'm scared to go in here because what am I happy? So then you beat your chest and you put your fear on and you walk up in there to see if it's gonna happen for real. Like what's to? And then when you find out that it didn't kill you, it's empowering because you got to it. You thought it was gonna take you down and it didn't. But for those who are experiencing anxiety here, especially in Chicago, with everything that is going on,
you're gonna make me take another 3 deep breaths, man.
And you should take as many deep breaths as you need to keep yourself.
Close this show out with 3 deep breaths. You hear me?
Keep yourself together. So it's like if you have anxiety, there's anxiety counseling here in Chicago. You can call 1312-955-1212. I know there's something else that anxiety is starting to it's being caused by this lack of money, as we was talking about. It's just adding to the stress and everything. So Bedford Park, there's a food company out in Bedford Park who are hiring sanitation, warehouse, and production. They have all shifts open. You can call 1-773-492-8999. I want you to know here at the Chilove Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium, we love you. We're rooting for you. We're going to do this together, and we can do anything. Hug. Love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Melanie, before we get up out of here, I want to make a few announcements. I do want to let everybody know that since the COVID-19, we've taken Zoom as one of our sponsors and way to get on YouTube, get on iHeart, get on Spreaker, and everywhere else. So we appreciate Zoom.
That's good.
Melanie will be doing, the Chilove Radio Show will be doing a lot more electronic interviews via Zoom. And we will also put them on iHeart. So if you're interested in connecting with Melanie Hogan from anywhere else, have questions, ideas, concerns, just want to be a fan, want to interact, think you have a special talent, and you know you want to be on her platform, email her at
ChiloveChicago@gmail.com.
Yes. It's your boy Prince of Pain here, coming to you live from the Midwest. Humboldt Park, Chicago, putting on People Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify Premium. That's another Zoom 7 of the Chilove Radio Show. And we love you.